We all remember Aesop's fable of the ant and the grasshopper, yet most of us live like the grasshopper, singing through the summer of our careers, with nothing saved for winter. We mistake a high salary for high security, only to realize we are one paycheck away from disaster. The paradox is that the slow, steady math of the ant is the only guaranteed shortcut to wealth. Stick with me, because I'm revealing the exact numbers that transform your monthly paycheck into an unbreakable fortress of independence. The trap of the golden handcuffs. Many of us are caught in a cycle of invisible poverty. You receive a promotion, you buy a better car. You get a bonus, you move into a larger apartment. We call this lifestyle creep, but in nature, we call it overextension. You are building a taller tower on a foundation of sand. The pain you feel at the end of the month, the tightness in your chest, despite your decent salary, is the realization that you are working for your things, not for yourself. You have become a servant to your own status. The insight is simple, but brutal. Wealth is not what you spend. Wealth is the gap between your income and your ego. In the natural world, a tree that grows too fast without deep roots will topple in the first storm. Your high salary is just the rain. If you don't have the roots of discipline and the soil of savings, the rain just washes away. To break this cycle, you must treat your savings as a non-negotiable tax on your future self. Before you pay the landlord, the grocer, or the streaming service, you must pay the person you will become in 10 years. Aim to automate 20% of your paycheck into an account you never touch. This is not deprivation. This is buying your freedom, one brick at a time. The architecture of the savings rate. We often obsess over investment returns and market trends, searching for the perfect stock. This is like a farmer worrying about the weather while forgetting to plant the seeds. Your savings rate is the only variable you can fully control. It is the most powerful lever in the math of wealth. If you save 10% of your income, it takes 9 years of work to fund 1 year of living. If you save 50%, every year you work buys you a full year of freedom. The math of wealth is not about how much you earn. It is about how long you can survive without earning. We are taught to measure our worth by our annual salary, but the modern sage measures worth by time. How many months of silence can you afford? How many years of autonomy have you stored in your granary? If this perspective is starting to clear the fog for you, it might be time to join our community. Subscribing to this channel is a small step toward a more intentional life, and we would be honored to have you with us as we explore these truths together. Your actionable step is to calculate your current savings rate today. Don't guess. Look at the numbers. If it is below 15%, you are in the danger zone. Every time you cut an unnecessary expense, you aren't just saving money. You are reclaiming hours of your life that you will never have to sell again. The law of the 4%? The ultimate goal of the ant is the point of self-sufficiency. In finance, we call this the 4% rule. It is the moment your investments produce enough fruit to feed you for the rest of your life. This is the simple math of the freedom number. Take your annual expenses and multiply them by 25. This is the size of the forest you need to plant. Once you reach this number, work becomes an option, not a requirement. The journey to this number feels long, but it is governed by the law of compounding. In the beginning, growth is invisible. A seed stays underground for a long time, showing nothing to the world. Then it breaks the surface. Suddenly, it is a sapling, then a tree, then an orchard. The math of wealth is back-heavy. Most of the growth happens in the final years. Your job is not to be a genius. Your job is to be consistent enough to let time do the heavy lifting. Start by defining your freedom number. Write it down. Put it where you can see it. This number is your North Star. When you are tempted by the fleeting pleasures of the grasshopper, look at your number. Remind yourself that a bigger house is just a bigger cage, but a reached number is an open door, the strength of the invisible fortress. True financial freedom on a salary is not about reaching a state of luxury. It is about reaching a state of peace. It is the ability to look at a job you dislike and walk away. It is the ability to care for a loved one without checking your bank balance. It is the silence of an unpaid debt and the stillness of a mind that is no longer afraid of the winter. You have the tools. The math is simple, even if the discipline is hard. You are the architect of your own fortress. Start building today, not with grand gestures, but with the small, steady habits of the ant. The seasons will change, and winter will eventually come. But for those who have prepared, the cold will hold no fear. Walk forward with patience and clarity. Your future self is waiting for you to begin. Subscribe to stay on this path of growth, and we will see you in the next video. Be well.